What's up, guys? Owen here. I just wanted to update you on the world of UGC and what's going to happen for the next 3-6 months, so you guys can make good predictions for your own apps, projects, buildings, content, whatever you want to do. We'll start at the top. So AI is huge. Everyone's like, what's going to happen with AI? Turns out that Vine is coming back and you're not going to be able to have AI generated content on Vine. The reason for this is Jack Dorsey is funding it. And Jack is a very smart guy, obviously. So in Jack's opinion, and in mine as well, consumers don't like AI. Why would you? It's taking your jobs. It's destroying creativity. It's just pretty much destroying everything. It's a great tool for what it is, but the vast majority of us, it's actually kind of a net negative. Losing your job, not good, right? So Vine is coming back as Divine. It's being rebranded. Short form videos, 6 seconds long, whatever. No AI. So Jack Dorsey's making that bet. I think it's safe to say that that's a very good bet that most people should follow along with. So other than that, I've personally been working on a campaign on a new social media platform. And this platform, I'm not going to say the name of it yet, but essentially it's the exact opposite. And it is banking on AI to be the main content driver. We're having trouble. We're having when we're getting some views on some videos, and people are not going to the app to download it. I don't think it's gonna work. I think consumers really strongly dislike AI, and I don't think they're gonna contribute to people that are like only building with AI, right? Another thing, I've had a lot of people recently be like, "Wow, there's so many people moving to the app space," and in my opinion, that's a good bet. Like I personally have done that, been working in the app space for a while. We've seen a lot of big names move to the app space. The reason for that is because UGC is extremely powerful. That's why people are building apps, because of UGC, literally. UGC is not going away. It might change or whatever, but it's by far the most powerful way to influence public opinion now. There are studies done that influencers have, stronger trust than doctors and lawyers and pretty much every other profession, which is crazy. But UGC, I think, is actually another level above that, because people will see a random creator and be like, why is this person talking about some product? And then they go to the comment section and all the comments are also supporting that person's opinion. They're going to be way more likely to buy. I forget the name of the term, but basically people trust comments more than they do like anything else. The amount of social proof that you can have in the comment section, you're going to drive way more traffic and sales. So UGC is not going anywhere. It's going to be used for political campaigns. It's going to be used to shape the future of the world. That's kind of why I'm chiefly interested in it. I think it'll be really fun to do political campaigns eventually and run UGC campaigns. So that's just another caveat. Other than that, some personal life updates. My app, I haven't said the name of it publicly yet, and I'm gonna wait on doing that. But we're about to hit probably 20K revenue in like our first month and a half, which to a lot of people do like way more than that. I've done personally way more revenue than that in a month, but doing it from an app, and the app helps creators make better content. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say, and it's also first of its kind in the App Store as well, which is. We're pretty proud of that, and we're making it better every day. But we've grown that app through UGC only. No influencers, no ads, only UGC. And if you're going to be running your own UGC campaigns, I tell everyone this, I tell every brand owner, everyone I work with, you need to work with literally the best creators. And you have to contact them or get them on your program by any means possible. Similar to how the value of an influencer, like you should talk to their moms, talk to their aunts, their sisters, whatever, anyone that has social media, get in contact with them so that you can actually work with them long term. UGC is now getting to that point where if you have access to the best creators, you pay them whatever it costs, because their videos are as valuable as influencers, and you can get many, many more at bats. Plus running their videos as ads is also cheaper. Your CPMs are better all around. It's so much better that it's kind of hard to believe. Another cool thing, so Content Circle if you, I don't know if you guys know me, but I have a creator UGC community called Content Circle. It started as just creators, and then some creators got really good, and I was like, well, you guys should run agencies. So they've been running agencies. And we have a creator, I just want to shout out Colin Madden. Probably going to do a podcast with him soon, but Colin was a creator. TikTok Creativity Challenge, UGC creator, making TikTok ads. Colin then went to more traditional UGC, and then he started his own UGC agency, and he got an app to #1 in the App Store. He got them like 50 million views in a month, and over 80,000 downloads in a day. And so Colin was in Content Circle. He's crushing. Really, really proud of Colin. So good job, bro. That's more or less like the full update. Trying to think of anything else. And basically the Spark Notes are: consumers hate AI. Content is going to be, UGC and content as a whole are going to be, trending away from AI. They're going to be very popular on platforms like Divine might take over because there's not going to be any AI, which is incredible. And yeah, if you're going to be hiring UGC creators, make sure you get the absolute best ones that you physically can. If it costs a little bit more, that's great. You cannot overpay for talent. I've personally been growing my app strictly through UGC, and fortunately I have great connections, so I didn't have to essentially overpay because I just know what creators are really good and they trust me. But there's also been creators where I've been like, you know what, this is the price to get them to work. Let's do it, and I get it done by any means necessary. So those are all things that you should just keep in mind when thinking about the content space and UGC in general. Final thing I wanted to touch on is personal branding. I don't think personal branding is honestly important. I think I'm putting out this video because I care about this stuff and I want to talk about it. But growing a following, the idea of growing a following, I think it's essentially dead. You shouldn't be trying to grow a following on social media. I fully believe that. I think you should try to make really, really good content if you're going to do it, that's engaging, that people like, that brings them value. Position yourself or productize yourself as a important figure in your space. I think I've done that with UGC. I think you can do that as well in your space. So productize yourself, make incredibly valuable stuff. Don't try to grow your following, just try to get very good engagement on your posts, more or less. And the reason for that is if you truly want to have a strong personal brand, I've been reading this book called Philosopher in the Valley, like story of Alex Karp, who's co-founder of Palantir with Peter Thiel. Alex Karp has an incredible personal brand. Same with Peter Thiel or Zuckerberg or any of these guys. And they didn't do it by posting every day, documenting their lives. In fact, that probably would have been antithetical to their success because they would be taking time away from building what's actually important or managing teams or whatever and spending that time making content, which is not the highest lever that they can pull. So if you're someone that's trying to go for the absolute moon, you need to be pulling the levers that are most valuable to you. And now that, I'm an app founder, our app's starting to rip, the best lever I can pull is not me sitting down and doing iPhone videos anymore. The best lever that I can pull is having 10 or 20 or 30 creators doing it. We're going to onboard over 50 creators this month to our UGC program for our app. And that is actually the best thing that you can do. So, and the reason for that is because let's say I'm posting once a day, great, once a day. Let's say I'm managing 50 people, that's 50 posts a day. 50 posts a day beats one, no ego involved. I like to think I'm a good creator, but there's no reason for me to do it. On top of that, I've been pretty locked in on my routine. Speaking of Alex Karp, I've been doing his 4x4 Norwegian VO2 max training. It's been great. You basically do like 90% max heart rate for 4 minutes, and then you do 3 minutes at like zone 1, kind of cool down. And you do 4 sets of that. It's like 28-minute long workout. Been doing it on the assault bike, which is hell. It's so rough, I'm not gonna lie. But it's really fun, like getting that sweat and that very high intensity. I don't think many people do that anymore. I realized I haven't really pushed my max HR like that since my last ultra marathon. But I think it's very important to do. So trying to think of anything else that would be valuable that I've been thinking about. I think that's pretty much it. Don't post too much slop, essentially. If you're going to post, make sure it's really good. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.